Forget ordering takeout tonight. Today on One Pot Tiny Kitchen we're going to be making Chinese chicken takeaway curry. Confused? Well, we're going to be cooking it all in one pot in my tiny kitchen on Narrowboat Kate. Now whenever I go to a Chinese takeaway, my go-to order is for Chinese chicken curry. Now I thought one day, well, let me try and make that at home, see how close I can get. And this recipe is fantastic. It is really spot on to what you can buy at Chinese. And I use some of the tricks that they do in the restaurant so that they can make it that much quicker, which is why you only wait a couple of minutes and they've cooked it. It's incredible. So let's get on with it. Right, these are all the ingredients I need for today's recipe. I've got 4 onions, 3 of those will go into the sauce, 1 will be chopped up chunky, garlic, ginger, red chillies, chicken stock pot, 2 types of flour. Just a word about the peas at the back. I normally would use frozen peas, but my freezer on the boat is not great, so I'm turning to tin peas, but that still should be okay. Some curry powder, some butter ghee, the usual spices that go into pretty much most of my recipes, and some chicken. And as always, I will prep everything before we start cooking. Right, here we have the ingredients all prepped and ready to go. I won't go through all the list, but got some chunky onions there that we're going to put in towards the end. The chicken, you want that as chunky as you can make it really. That sort of size is quite good. These onions are, there's 3 there. It looks like a lot, but you really do need all 3. Fairly finely chopped, but they don't necessarily need to be too fine. And the ghee there is ready to go in the pan. The one thing I didn't mention before, you will need a blender because we're going to blend the sauce to make it nice and smooth. Let's get cooking. This is one of the tricks that the takeaways tend to use. They pre-cook the chicken, but they do not fry it. They actually boil it. So we'll put that in there and get some boiling water, put our heat on, and we just pour the water over the top until it's just covering the chicken. Just about that will do just nicely. We bring that to the boil and simmer it for 6 to 8 minutes. That is now just coming to a gentle simmer. Don't forget to turn some of the chicken because you won't have very much water over the top, so just want to make sure everything cooks evenly. Well, that's been simmering for about 6 minutes or so, and if you've ever wondered how the Chinese takeaways get their chicken to look chunky and nice and white, well, this is how they do it. As you can see from that, nice and chunky and white. Right, what we need to do now is to drain that, but we need to keep some of the liquid for the chicken stock a little bit later. I'm just going to put a bowl in there, got my sieve, and just drain the liquid and separate the chicken. Now back to the stove, I want to put 6 tablespoons of ghee into my pan. It's actually a very warm day today, so my ghee is actually partially melted, which is good because that's what we want. It's 2. Now that's melted, we add our finely chopped onions. That is actually on a high heat. We want to let that cook for roughly 3 minutes or so, and we'll turn that every few seconds. Now as we stir it, you want to turn it over so that the onions at the top get a chance to be fried at the bottom. Well, that's had 6 or 7 minutes or so, and I've turned it several times. Now it's time to add the chilies, the garlic and the ginger. And you stir that in for 30 seconds or so. And remember, we don't want to brown any of the ingredients up to here. We just want to soften that onion, soften the chili, the garlic and the ginger. So we're going to stir in next all our powders. And you get that immediate smell that I love about curries. You'll find if you've got volcano heat on your stove, that is going to burn stuff. And especially when it comes to the herbs, you really do not want to burn them. So now after that few seconds, we turn it right down to the lowest setting, and we're going to let that simmer for at least another 5 minutes to 8 minutes until the onions are nice and soft. And I'm going to put the lid on just to help with that softening. I should stir it every couple of minutes or so, and if you find that it is getting just a little bit dry, add a tablespoon or 2 of water just so that it stops it catching on the bottom. This is absolutely fine for now, so I don't need to add any. Right, normally I would turn the heat off, let this cool down a bit, place the water that I've got 125 ml of water into the blender, and then add this mixture to the blender so that we can make it nice and smooth. However, my blender is too small to do all of that in one go. I could do it in 2 goes with half the water and half the mixture, but I'm actually going to put the water in here. So you're going to mix them anyway, so why not? So I'm just going to stir that to distribute the water a bit. And that also has the advantage of cooling it down just a touch. Right, next step is to put it in our blender. Right, if you've got a big blender, then just put all of this in one go. I'm going to use a spoon to put it in there, just to make it a bit easier. So I'm going to try and do it in 2 halves. Don't fill up your blender more than about halfway or so if you can help it, maybe 2/3. I put our lid on. I need to blend that as smooth as we can make it. That's looking pretty good to me. As you can see there, lovely. I've got to empty this so that I can put the other half in. Okay, I've just emptied that into a bowl. And now we're going to try and get the rest of this in here. Okay, I've got most of it in. Let's put the lid back on. There you go, that's the second lot done. Oh yes, perfect. Now we put both flours in. Put the lid back on and blend that in to the mixture. If you do have to do it in 2 lots like this, you only have to put the flour into one mixture because it's going in with the other one next. As you can see, I've already got 1 lot of the curry sauce in there. This is the one I did first, just adding that together. And now we put the heat back on, and this is a really important part. We are going to slowly cook this. I've just put the heat on high for the moment until it starts to bubble just a fraction. Then we're going to turn it really low, cover it and let it simmer for between at least 20 and 30 minutes. It can be longer if your heat is actually quite low, so be patient. What you're looking for is this orange colour to turn much darker into a dark orangey brown colour. So be patient, as I say, it will darken. I'll do a before and after so you get a good idea as to what we're looking for. You will need to come back to stir it every 5 minutes or so, and what you're doing is you're checking to see if it's catching on the bottom where the heat is. If it is, add a tablespoon of water and that should help. Try not to put in too much in one go. Okay, that's been simmering away for around about 30 minutes. I have been stirring it. And if you compare the picture before to what we're looking for to this picture afterwards, you can see it has darkened quite substantially. So next, this is the chicken stock from the chicken we cooked earlier that I've kept to one side. I'm just going to put in a stock pot and then gradually add between 200 and 300 ml of the reserved chicken stock. Okay, the reason we don't add it all in one go is so that we can find out the right consistency that you want for your chicken takeaway curry. Just going by experience, usually I use between 250 and 300 ml. So that's the consistency that I like. So if you like it a bit runnier, then add a little bit more. Like it a bit thicker, a little bit less. So you can see that's coming to a nice smooth consistency. I've just turned the heat up a fraction so that it warms up a bit quicker. Each time I add a bit of the liquid, stir it in. I'm just going to add a touch more, I think. Personally, I don't like my sauces too runny. Right, next up, we're going to add our chicken back into the sauce. We're also going to add our chunky bits of onion. And next we're going to put in the peas. Now there's about 100 grams of peas there. You can have a little bit more or a bit less. As I said, I usually use frozen. They seem to hold up a bit better. Now we're going to stir that in. Let that simmer away. Just until the onion begins to soften. You do want your onion to be a little bit crunchy. So once this is stirred, I'm just going to put the lid back on and we'll let that simmer away. Oh, that is looking so good. And I do believe it is finished and we're ready to serve. God, this is looking just like I buy them. I absolutely love this dish. Just look at that colour, superb. A bit more chicken on that side. Yum. Right, time for a taste test. I'm so looking forward to this one. Honestly, that takes me back to so many times I've ordered Chinese takeaway chicken curry. Spot on, that is. I must have ordered this dish hundreds of times, and that is just as good as any I've ordered in the past. Wow. Just remembered, I was going to let you know, you've obviously seen that my tiny kitchen is on a boat, a narrowboat. If you would like to find out more about my narrowboat life, pop over to my other channel, Red One Afloat, and you will see me cruising around, maybe doing a little bit of cooking, fixing the boat. Like this morning I was on the roof grinding away and doing a bit of painting. Yesterday I was rushing through the locks to get past because we've got water restrictions at the moment. Please pop over and have a look, and I think you might enjoy it if you like a slower pace of life. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time when I'm going to be cooking a request. This time is going to be vegan korma. See you there.